was a time before cable, when the local anchorman reigned supreme, when people believed everything they heard on TV.
The voice you heard is of the unmistakable Bill Curtis. Curtis's voice is so clear and distinct that he was asked by Judd Apatow, Adam McKay, and Will Ferrell to read the introduction for the movie Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Burgundy was a comedic amalgam designed to stand in for the classic local news anchorman of the 1960s and 1970s. Detroit's Mort Krim was reportedly the inspiration for Burgundy, but Miami had its own local news legend. And to me, he's the man that most closely represents the ideal local news anchor. That man's name was Ralph Renick.
From the television news center of the South, here's today's Florida news picture.
That silky smooth voice delivered the news to Miami for decades.
Presents WTVJ's news director, Ralph Renick, reporting the news.
For nearly 4 decades, if it was news and it was South Florida, it was Ralph Renick. He was such a trusted voice in the Miami community that when Walter Cronkite retired and Dan Rather took over the CBS Evening News anchor chair, Ralph Renick was flown to New York to do an ad with Rather to air on WTVJ, the home of Ralph Renick and Miami CBS affiliate.
This is Ralph Renick. When all eyes focus on the economy, Social Security, or the rising crime rate, more South Floridians reach for the facts on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. They know that Dan's experience is backed by a solid team of professionals.
And in South Florida, when it's news, Channel 4 News is there, live from Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and all throughout Dade County and the Florida Keys. So start your evening with the Ralph Renick Report at 6.
Followed at 6:30 by the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
That's the kind of pull Ralph Renick had. He could make or break your national anchor. And that's just the way it was, day after day, week after week, and year after year. Until one day, like the sun refusing to rise in the east, Ralph Renick signed off for the final time. There wasn't much pomp and circumstance. It was rather unexpected for most of his audience. So why? Why would someone with this kind of influence, this kind of impact on Miami, just quit? Well, the simple answer is power. The more complicated answer is family and workplace dynamics. We'll explore all that today. This day in Miami history, April 10th, 1985. The day that Ralph Renick walked away from the Ralph Renick Report to run for governor.
The high times and low times